Hey guys, welcome to Simply Scuba. Here we have the XDeep Stealth Tec Wing. So this is the larger wing for the stealth system. This is, of course, is made for side mount diving. So it's a it's a diamond shape that has most of its buoyancy down towards your lower back. And then up towards the top, it's very streamlined. This actual top section is reinforced. So when you're sort of going in penetrating dives, you're in overhead environments, even if there's something sharp and nasty, there's an actual piece of plastic that I can probably show you in a little bit on the inside of this, which is going to protect the bladder over this main section. The rest of it is protected by the outer shell. This is quite a tough denier material, so that's quite abrasion resistant. It's not puncture proof, but it is sort of super tough, so it's going to help protect that internal bladder from wear and tear. So starting up at the top, we have two of these sort of laser cut sort of attachment points. So these is where your sort of shoulder straps kind of thread through that. That's how you attach it onto your stealth harness system. This is thin. As you can see, there's actually nothing up here in the top section. This is purely protective. That's going to protect the top from that wear and tear I was talking about earlier. On the inside, you have a few of these little loops, so you can attach bungees and whatnot, and you can kind of thread things through that, sort of make it more sort of side mount friendly and sort of custom to how you want it. On the outside, on the sort of top side, you have two mounting points for your low pressure inflator hose. So the corrugated hose, this is an elbow. It can either fit as it comes as standard on your left hand side to come underneath your elbow, but you can swap it and put it on the right hand side if you so wish. The inflator hose itself is fairly short, so that kind of sits in front of your chest, just kind of where you want it. Traditional K-style inflator, very quick and easy to get your head around, very traditional. Grey button sort of inflates it. You've got the deflate button right on the tip and the oil inflation valve as well. Traditional DIN sort of international fitting on that. But it doesn't come with a quick disconnect hose to fit to your regulator. So moving down from that, we have this section of webbing that ends in loops on either end of the bladder, and these basically make it a wraparound bladder. So you attach bungees onto that. You get bungees all in these sort of the spares kit that comes with it. All the different bungees that you can possibly need. You just cut it to the size and length that you want. You get some metal hardware as well for sort of attachment points if you want to use those, but you'll need some sort of bolt snaps and whatnot that don't come in the kit, but yeah, just bolt snaps are pretty easy to get hold of, and then they just means that they wrap around in front of you, keeps it nice and streamlined so you can really fit through those tight confinements. The diamond shell means that most of the buoyancy is down in the small of your back, so that gives you a decent trim whilst you're in the water. Even sort of when it's inflated, it kind of sits in the right area, so you're more shoulder downwards. But with the stealth harness that you buy separately, you can adjust the weighting as well, so you can get that perfect trim. Down at the bottom, right in the small of your back, you have an overpressure valve dump valve. So that's central, that's always tends to be the highest point. It's very quick and easy to vent from there. And you have these two little drainage grommets. Because the bladder is separate on the inside to this external shell, you can get water trapped on the inside. That just allows it to drain out after the dive. You have another attachment point down in the tail and a decent sized stainless steel D-ring to click things off onto. That's very handy space to click things off onto. And the grommet, yeah, just for the bolts to bolt it onto your harness. On the flip side, that section of Velcro sort of travels all the way down and all the way up to the top, I should say. You've got Velcro 2-inch webbing that just wraps it around the harness again, just to hold the wing in position, stop it from moving around on the harness. And we have a long zipper all the way down the right-hand side on the inside. And this is how you can access that internal bladder. So the internal bladder itself has a fairly sort of robust denier material. So even if something does penetrate through this external shell, it's got to get through that as well to actually cause any damage. But of course you can sort of swap that out if you really need to, if you damage it, or you can patch it if you're in an emergency. So just here, you can see that white material, that's the plastic, that's the protection over the top. So that's super protective over the sort of the back of your shoulders, where if you're going to bump into anything, that's probably where it's going to do the most damage. So you've seen the hardware that comes with it. You've got the bungees as well. You also have a need-to-know guide. It's got a handy little USB sort of port in there, and all the manual that you need to sort of read and go through about how to sort of use and look after the wing. Super tough. It's got that higher sort of 19 kilos of lift. So if you're using sort of steels when you're diving and you need a little extra lift, then this is a great alternative to the classic. It's got sort of greater sort of surface area. I'd rather have a little bit too much lift than not enough. It's got that protective outer shell. It's really designed for sort of cave diving and sort of wreck penetration in its sort of design and manufacture. XDeep go to sort of really great lengths at focusing on the small details, like all the seals are kind of laser or sort of heat crimp. They're very, very effective. They're very tough. This is the XDeep Stealth Tec Wing. Thanks for watching and safe diving. We are an online dive store serving the UK and the world for all your diving equipment needs. So why not visit us at simplyscuba.com or click the box on your screen.